Welcome to the Paragliding XC stories. Every flight is a story, and many of them are worth sharing. Today's story is about landing in strong winds. We will take a look at my 7 windy landings. Each of the landings was in a field I'd never seen before, so you'll see how I planned and approached my landings. In each case, the wind was quite strong, or in some cases, so strong that I actually flew backwards. Lower your gear, we are landing! I'm about 200 meters above the ground, looking for a good landing spot in this strong wind. I watch the other pilot trying to land on a narrow path between 2 sugarcane fields. From my point of view, there are better and safer places to land, for example here or here. Note that I'm moving at almost 0 speed. Landing on this narrow path is quite challenging. I would only use it if there were no better landing options around. The pilot did a good job, but the wing touched the ground quite close to the fields, so a sudden gust of wind could push the wing into the sugarcane. I decided to land on a large field instead. This is a very nice place to land. I also considered this small patch for landing. It seemed okay, but why increase the risk when there's a huge field just 100 meters away? Let's land on the big one. Since the wind is strong, I fly on speed bar towards the upwind edge of the field. I release the bar and check the wind speed over the field. The wind gets weaker near the ground, so I have to keep some distance to the edge of the field. It's important to stay focused because the air is quite turbulent. I open up the turn to let the wind push me back a bit. Getting the landing gear ready. Okay, now choosing the landing field. These options look fine. Watch out for the power line. The other pilot chose to land on a narrow path between the sugarcane fields. Not quite sure if this was the best idea. I want to reach this field ahead of me. If the wind gets too strong, I have a plan B here. So let's push the speed bar. I want to land in the middle of this field. I'm still quite high, so I need to descend without flying too far forward. A soft landing. The bird was a little unhappy with me. I want to land on the field in front of me, but I'm not sure if I can reach it, because the wind is pretty strong. Without pushing the bar, I have 0 speed. As usual, I have a plan B in case this doesn't work. I can land on one of those big fields. So let's push the bar. I noticed there's a power line down there, so I want to make it to the middle of the field for safety. The trees in front of me make the air a bit turbulent, but they also reduce the wind speed close to the ground. This field turned out to be very slippery, so this happened. I want to land on that field. Normally, it's a bad idea to fly circles in strong winds. However, in this case I had a lot of altitude, so I make a turn to check the wind. Now, carefully adjusting my speed, I try to match my glide slope directly to the field. It's important to stay focused and react to moving air. The wind speed is slower, closer to the ground, so I plan my approach with that in mind. On this landing, I fly over a highway. It's not really necessary, but I don't want to land too far into the fields. When you are flying the S-turns, it's important to open up the turns so that you are drifting back slightly. This allows you to stay on the line. On this landing, I have to be aware of the very strong wind. If you look closely, you will see that I'm actually flying backwards. I could push the speed bar and fly forward, but there are no usable landing fields ahead of me. I could also land on the dusty patch to my left, but I choose to land on a large field behind me. So I have to look back to plan my approach. When landing in such strong winds, it's better to keep your wing facing the wind and make S-turns to fly backwards, instead of turning around and flying with the wind. This is how I approach the field. And the last one. The wind is not very strong here, but the air is quite turbulent. So, to approach the landing, I fly slightly rolling S-turns to get down, keeping my wing under control. Landing in turbulent air requires full concentration until you get your feet and your wing down on the ground. Landing in strong winds is challenging because one mistake can have big consequences. Plan your landings carefully, always have a plan B, and stay focused until the flight is truly over. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to reach out to me or even fly together, just ping me on my socials. You can find them in the video description. See you in the next story.